Hello, my name's Christopher with Big Bird Tech World, and today I'm going to show you how to install Portainer on your Proxmox LXC. So I'm going to be going over it step by step and walking you through it. So this is what you should have at the end of the tutorial. So now we're going to start on Proxmox helper scripts, which is Proxmox V scripts now. It's a community-scripts.org, but it will be down in a YouTube description. So we're going to go over to search and we're going to type Docker. And we're going to go to LXC right here, not the VM. And now you can see that here's the install right here. And if you wanted to look at the source code, you can right here. And you can go look it on GitHub as well. And this is about what it does. And you can go ahead and look at it on GitHub. And this is where it would be. So you can see that it asks you to install Portainer, and you can install Portainer agent as well. So I'm going to go back over to the helper scripts site, and you can also pick Alpine or advanced to where you can change it yourself. So you can put it up to 4 gigabytes, 6 gigabytes. You can do ARM. So I'm going to just leave it on default and copy this. And then I'm going to go over to my Proxmox and install it. So now I'm on my Proxmox and I'm going to go to the node and then shell. And do not do this in an LXC. You need to do it in your shell. So I'm going to just paste that in that I copied from the helper scripts. And now once you do that, you'll press return or enter. So now you have a couple options. So you can go with the default install, the advanced install, or if you've installed it before and you have user defaults, the app defaults for Docker, and the settings. So I'm going to just go through the advanced install real quick. And now we are going to need it to be privileged. And now next. So you can set a root password for the SSH. I'm just say next. And you can put a container ID if you'd like. I'm going to just stick with the default. And now it's going to ask you for your host name. So I'm going to put just a Portainer. I'm going to just put Portainer right here. And now next. Now you can set your disk size. So I'm going to give it 15. And now you can allocate the CPU cores. So I'm going to give it 2. And I'm going to go ahead and give it 4. So now if you want to go back, you just do your arrow keys down and then down again. And I'm going to go next. So when I go next, I'm pressing return or enter. And now that's default. And you can go with DHCP or static. I'm going to go with DHCP. And then you can say auto, which is recommended. Now you can set the MTU size. I'm just go with the default and default, default, and default. So you can set custom tags right here. I'm going to just go with default on that one. So now you can provision a SSH key for your root user. I'm going to just say no key, but you can say a key if you'd like. And you can enable a root SSH access. You can say yes to this. I'm going to say no. Now, if you're going to use rclone, a merger FS, or app image, you can turn on a few support. I'm going to just say no. Now, if you're wanting to have a Docker image with a VPN, like a Tailscale or anything, with network tunneling, I'm gonna you can say a yes or no. I'm gonna just say yes. And you can enable a nesting, which that's required for Docker. So we would have to say yes to this. And you can, if you have a GPU, you can pass it through. I'm going to say no for that. And you can enable CTL support. So your kernel keyring operations, but it is required for Docker containers. So I'm going to say yes. And now you can turn on the cacher ng proxy. So this speeds up packaged downloads. So you can just say no to that. And then if you want to use an HTTPS proxy, I'm going to say no. And then you set your host time zone right here. Go with the default. And you can enable container protection. That means that it's protected from deletions. So I'm going to say no to this, but you can say yes, since this will be your production environment. I'm going to say no. And you can say allow device a node creation. I'm going to say no to this. And then allow specific file system amounts. So I'm going to say go with the default. The absolute path, I'm going to say the default. And you can enable a verbose mode to where it'll show even more information when it's installing. You can say yes. I'm going to just say no. And now it's going to confirm the settings. And I'm going to say yes. And now it's going to say that there's differences detected. What do you want to do? If you already have installed this before and you already have app defaults and it's detecting a difference now, so do you want to update your default or keep current, or you can view the diffs? So I'm going to just say that I'm going to keep the current, no changes. And now it's going to go through the whole install. So I'll be back in a few. So now we got a question on the install here. It says, would you like to add a Portainer? And that's what this video is about. So I'm going to press Y and then return or enter. And now we'll install Docker and Portainer. So I'll be back in a few. So now we got another question. Do you want to expose the Docker TCP socket? You can just say no to this, but if you have specific reasons, you should know what you're doing on exposing the Docker TCP socket. So I'm going to say no to this, and that will be in, and then enter or return. So now it's set up and running. So you can go to this IP and port right here, and you can copy and paste it in your browser. So now, if you went to the IP and port in your web browser and you took a little bit to get to it, I wanted to show you this. So you'll get the new Portainer installation. Your Portainer instance timed out for security purposes. To re-enable your Portainer instance, you will need to restart Portainer. So we're going to have to go into our LXC container, and we're going to go and restart a Portainer. So stay tuned. So we're now back on our Proxmox, and I'm going to have to go to the LXC. So this is the node, and then the LXC right here. So I'm going to click it, and then console, and then now I'm going to type Docker PS, and then return or enter. Now you see container ID right here. So underneath that is the ID. So I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go ahead and type Docker restart, and then paste in the ID. Now return or enter, and now it's restarted. So now we should be able to go to our Portainer UI and finish the install. So now if we're back on our UI, we're going to go and refresh this. And now you can finish the install. So you can set your own username here. I'll just go with the admin and then the password. So this will need to be, the password must be at least 12 characters long. So I'm going to just say this. And then now we're going to confirm the password. And now we need a setup a token. So we're going to have to go into our Docker container, and we're going to have to get the setup a token from the logs. So now we're back on the Proxmox. So I'm going to go to my LXC console, Docker PS, get the ID, now Docker logs, and now you will need to find the very bottom set up a token. So now I'm going to copy it, and then now I'm going to go over to my Portainer and paste it in the setup token, create user, and now we're in. So there you have it, Portainer installed and up and running on your Proxmox LXC. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, comment, like, and support the channel if you'd like to donate. Also, if you want to see how to install different Docker images on your Portainer, you can view my other videos. I have a lot on Portainer. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.